stack, so I think he's just trying to decide how to size this one.
2/3 of the pot, something like that, would be a decent bet. 180, 200.
Raise 150.
Raise to 150 total.
He's
Nice.
taking your advice here, Norman.
Mm-hmm.
And now Williams may choose to put the pressure on. He may check raise them all in. He may.
We've seen him do it before on a semi-bluff with a flush draw. It worked.
I think he's perhaps a little more worried that Hawkins has something playable here. And obviously, he doesn't... If Hawkins does have something, it's got to be the spade, not the 3 or the 5. I think on the balance, he's made a nice call.
Well, I think so, because he's representing the 9 maybe, and Hawkins has a pair of 7s. He may get him to check on the turn, whatever the turn is, and get 2 cards for free.
Good point.
Check.
Can Barry find another bullet?
It's going to be tough for him. I mean, Hawkins is looking there and thinking,
Check.
geez, everything scares me. He
Well-
thinks he's beat. Mark knows he's beat. Question, of course, is whether or not Williams just gives this up or decides to bluff on the river.
Well, if you looked at Barry Hawkins' face there, he didn't look too strong in this hand. He didn't look like he liked his check. So
200.
Mark is going to follow with a bluff.
And it's a biggin. A little bit bigger than he sized it against Willie Torn. I think he's got him. I think he's going to win this one, Williams.
Got to see it.
Oh, he's
Can hit
seen it.
otherwise.
It's a good call.
A great call there. That's fantastic. And that
My
puts
fault,
Barry
actually.
right back in the mix again. I thought he was going to lay that down. He looked so uncomfortable with his hand there, Jesse, but he found a call.
Oh, 5. Does it play?
Does it play? Steve is giving the wind up.
Well, you won't be happy with that.
Let's change the game's
I dunno.
complexion
I probably
completely.
would, wouldn't I?
It's the words you don't hear.
Dunno.
Do my head in if I don't.
That was a big pot. That's brought Barry Hawkins right back in it. £1,300 he now has. He was almost on the wire 2 hands ago, but he's right back in the mix, and a very brave call at the end there. I wonder if he picked up something on Mark Williams for the bluff.
No.
Yeah, but it might have made you think about it.
Quite a bit more.
I mean, what
Yeah,
it's
definitely
what
win
it's
it.
done, obviously, in addition to putting
It's
Barry
the door.
Hawkins back in the
It's
game,
right
it's
indoors.
brought Williams back down to earth.
I'm sick.
Anybody could win one pot and be the chip leader now, couldn't they?
Raise.
It's very, very interesting, Jesse. I hope it doesn't come down to a bad beat. I hope it's good poker that wins it.
Oh, not me. Not me. I love the bad beats.
You're a gambling man.
There's so much more good value in
Well, this is an action hand. Ace 10 for Dennis Taylor, ace queen for Steve Davis. Steve Davis has shown he can re-raise and push people around when he doesn't have a
Re-raise.
hand.
Re-raise.
Yeah, I thought the re-raise was coming here.
It's 160 plus how much?
There's 160 extra, was it? Top.
So it's 160 total.
So it's 160 to you, isn't it?
So raised up again, 160 more to 320.
That was a cool little minimum raise, and it's given Mark Williams some kind of decision. Easy pass.
Price.
I think an easy pass. I know some players might push all in there.
It's 120 to
but
me, is it? Yeah.
I think the pot odds in that
160.
particular pot means that the players would probably
Right,
call,
raise,
actually,
raise,
especially
160.
Steve Davis with his ace queen.
Davis,
It's a good pass.
Davis has done a very sneaky thing here, just making a minimum raise. It's made Taylor think, geez, I've got
Oh.
odds to call with anything, but in order for Davis to do that, he must have me locked up for Gale. I mean, the last thing you'd put Davis on here is ace queen.
Oh, that stack's gone down, Stevie.
Well,
I agree with you completely. Dennis is in a very, very bad situation. He could be walking if an ace hits him. I think Steve Davis has him covered. He does have him covered.
Big pot.
Well, that might just save Dennis there. Dennis may well fold to a bet here.
Check.
Check.
You'd expect Steve to fire out, what, 350 maybe? Which is a good portion of Dennis's stack to call.
It's a lot.
Yeah, he's betting a serious amount.
Pass.
I don't know if he bet an amount that was going to commit him
He was-
for the
he was
rest, no
leading,
matter
but,
what. But it was strong anyway, wasn't it?
It was very strong, and I think Dennis might have thought pre-flop of putting his ace-10 down when he was re-raised out of position there. Because if you miss with ace-10, it's quite scary, isn't it, against a player who's re-raised?
I had a big race. I just said, I had a big
He
race.
is playing a beautiful game,
Tell the
and
truth.
he's playing the beautiful game, is Davis.
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah, I knew you had me.
Does Barry not play poker now, Steve, or not?
Yeah.
He still plays, does he?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
I've not seen him out and about at all anyway.
Of course, Willie Thorne there, those flattened vowels you hear there, Jesse, that's Leicestershire in the East Midlands. It has an accent all of
Right.
its own. It's not north, it's not south, it's right in the middle.
Right.
Very difficult to do
100
as an
north,
actor, you know.
Yeah.
Sort of like
160
playing a
take.
trumpet, huh?
Yeah.
Purse your lips and blow.
Wasn't that Lauren Bacall in that
Call.
movie with Bogart? Just put your lips together and blow.
I think so.
You got to be careful who you say that to nowadays, though.
Has I think there's been a raise from Hawkins. I'm not sure how much, but call is going to make Davis. Careful, Steve.
The way he's been playing today, you can see him re-raising here.
Cool.
He's
Call.
just calling.
I think it's 150 pounds, is it? How much was it? 160, 60 plus 100. This is now at least 4 ways. And Mark says, what can I fold? What could he fold? It's only 100 pounds on him.
Well, one thing he could fold is
it
4-9 off
150,
suit.
Nah.
You see what you've started?
Oh no, sorry.
Look.
What am I doing?
This is a family pot.
Come on.
Let's have a communal pot. That'll be worth the risk, won't it?
I'll tell you what.
You
And I
can't,
mean,
you can't enjoy calling with that hand, though, even though you're getting a great price.
listen, anybody who likes to see fun things happen. I mean, the Jack 3 deuce. I mean, can you imagine what the Jack 3 deuce flop would produce? It's 4 all-ins, perhaps. Hawkins would love the Jack 3 deuce. There's only one Jack out there, though. No, it's Willie with the ducks and Taylor with the crabs. Davis needs an ace.
£10 short on.
You've got to try it. You've got to try it.
The newbie.
It just goes to show, if you look at those percentages, the pair of jacks against any single hand would be a much bigger favourite as long as it wasn't dominated by a higher pair. But when you get 5 people in, you're only 37% to win it.
Mark's got a 10% chance to win. But don't count him out.
I know, you're a naughty boy, Jesse May. You want to see 2 9s and a 4 on the flop, don't you?
That'd be a little bit of fun.
Yeah. Well, there's the 4.
Amazingly, nobody's hit their set. And even more amazingly, nobody likes their hand.
Check. Check.
Can he find a bet? Come on. Come on, Barry.
See, he really has to fire out here because it'd be much easier betting than calling, isn't it? And I mean, this pot's so big that Willie's decided he has to bluff on it. I mean, you gotta respect Thorin here for taking this shot.
Pass.
He's only bet £200 though into it, and $1,000
Nice.
pot, you know. What price do you need for your jacks? I'd love to see a check raise here from Hawkins.
What's the volume of?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6,
This is great stuff from Mark
330
Williams.
more.
He's considering check raise.
530
He knows
total.
there's a Donna-Dosh out there. He knows Hawkins doesn't love his hand. He knows that calling is not the right move. It's raise or fold.
It could be a fantastic move. If he raises and raises enough here, I think Willie will fold, and I think Hawkins will probably fold too.
This is where you have to reach into the bag and pull out some magic dust.
Wish I knew what he was doing.
He may have just given